All right, shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash, La'olam Yom. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who teach what one these last days and who are the true leaders of the nation of Israel. I want to give a strong shalom to all the Akim and the four corners of the earth. Praise the word of truth and sincerity, making the call and the election sure. And I want to give a humble salutation to the hopeful elect tuning in on the four corners of the earth, where your habitation may be at. All right, this is Brother Mashal. Come back out to a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. I want to say Thawadi Yahweh Bashim Yashai for giving me spirit through this lesson. All right, and I want to touch on the topic I was discussing today, and just decided to make a lesson about it. About these heathen, man. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures call the heathen Gentiles and natural Gentiles. And this is why you have to have the spirit in you to discern what Gentiles are being spoken of at what time. All right. Now you have the natural Gentiles, which are the heathen, which are the nations. All right, outside of the nation of Israel, and you have the Hellenized heathen, the Hellenized Gentiles, which are the Israelite foreigners taking on the customs of other nations. All right, and specifically the Greek customs, as I said, as Paul was sent to be the apostle for the Gentiles. All right, the Hellenized Jews. All right, but today we're discussing the natural Gentiles, man, the 17 other nations that despise the nation of Israel. All right, so let's start off in because we seem to hold on to these nations, man. Like it's the last thing the good thing that we have, man. But in actuality, man, these nations ain't really nothing, man. All right, let's go to Isaiah 40 and verse 15. It says, "Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket and are counted as the small dust of the balance." All right, so when you have a bucket full of a substance, let's say water, and you drop and a drop falls out of it, you're not worried about that drop, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you still have that bucket, the bucket full of that substance. All right, so that means that these nations are really nothing, man. All right, and are counted as a small dust of the balance. And when the balance, let's say you weighed flour back in the day. All right, now what you did was you weighed the flour, and then it may have been like in like a sack or a sackcloth, and once you took that off the balance, usually it was like some dust or some residue of flour still on the balance, and which is nothing compared to the actual weight of a 40-pound bag of flour. All right, so this is what Yahweh Bashim Yashai is comparing these nations as. It's nothing, man. Okay. It says, "Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing." Verse 16, "In Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts are sufficient for a burnt offering." All right, and it says in verse 17, it says, "All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity." All right, so these nations are nothing and less than nothing. Okay, and they were made in vanity, man. They were made in vain. They were made to hold on, Slakia. Yeah, they were made for to become slaves and handmaids, man. Okay. You have three types of men. You have the children of the wicked, you have the children of man, and you have the children of God. Okay, the children of the wicked are specifically Esau, Edom. The children of men are the other nations outside of Esau, Edom. Okay, and then you have the children of God, which are the Israelites. Okay, all 12 tribes. So this is the distinction of what the Most High feels about these nations. Let's go to Second Ezra 6 and 54. It says, "And after these Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people whom thou hast chosen." All right, so we all come from Adam. Okay, the chosen Adam. And how do we all come from Adam? because of the seed line from Adam to Noah. Okay, Noah is a direct descendant of Adam, and out of Noah became Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Okay, so they were all saved along with their wives after the flood. So this is how we all come from Adam, because we all come from Ham, Shem, and Japheth. If you have ears to hear. Okay? Verse 55, it says, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake. So everything that we see, every inch of the ground that you walk upon, all this is for our sakes, man. The earth will be the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay, because the earth right now the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, and once the kingdom of heaven is established, the earth is going to be given to the hands of Yahweh Shai as the King of Kings, and then ruling under him will be King David and the tabernacle of David, the righteous 144,000 elect men. All right. Verse 56, it says, as for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. All right, so they're nothing but spittle is spit. So this is how the Most High feels about these nations, man. All right, and just like it says in Isaiah 40, that is like a drop that falleth from a vessel, man. A drop that falls from a bucket. Okay, verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. All right, so this is why Jacob is at the bottom, Esau, Edom is at the top, and then these nations are right under Esau, Edom. All right. Verse 58, but we thy people, whom thou has called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. So we're given into their hands, man, because of the curses. All right, in Deuteronomy 28. So let's go to Nehemiah chapter 5 and verse 9. It says, also I said, it is not good that ye do, ought ye not to walk in the fear of our power, because of the reproach of the heathen, our enemies. You see, so these heathen, which are the 70 other nations that the Most High has created, are our enemies, man. You know, starting with Psalms, the 83rd chapter. All right, let's go down to the point. The tabernacles of Edom, verse 6. The tabernacle. You know what? Let me get to Psalms 83:2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. All right, and that's why in Nehemiah 5 and 9, it says that the heathen are our enemies. Okay, it says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they have consented together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. All right, the tabernacles of Edom, which is the biblical name of the so-called white man, the so-called white race. All right, and the Ishmaelites, which are the so-called Arabs. All right, of Moab, which are the Chinese. Okay, and the Hagarenes, which is a tribe of the Hamites. Gabal, which is another tribe of the Hamites. And Ammon, which are the Japanese, and Amalek, which is the chief house of Esau, Edom, which are the fake Jews, all right, out there in Israel. All right, and it says the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. All right, so these are Hamite nations, man. So this is representing all of the Africans, Hamites, right? It says, so these are our enemies, man. Okay, so it says, let me see, Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. You see, so these nations are doing wicked acts, man. All right, so though hand join in hand, meaning that just because you're friends with, these other nations, doesn't mean that the judgment written for them it won't come to effect. All right, Proverbs 16 and 5. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. All right. So these nations are going to get their judgment. Why? Because that's the judgment written, man. All right. Let's go to what do I want to get? I think it's one in Isaiah. Isaiah 13. Yeah, kind of. It said at 14, Isaiah 13 and 14, and that shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee into his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. All right, so it's going to be a day where these nations and everybody's going to return to their own people, man. Okay, and when you try to join hand in hand with these people, with these enemies, with the heathen, you're gonna get the same judgment as these heathen, man. All right, and a lot of Jake is gonna get that, man. You know, because they think that because him and Bob, talk about football at work, meaning that means that he's a good person, man. No, man. If you don't have the faith of Yahweh Shai and the doctrine and keeping commandments to the best of your ability, you're an enemy to Yahweh Bashim Yashai. And all of these nations are drawn to idols, man. Chiefly Esau, Edom is joined to Jesus Christ. Ammon, is joined to Buddha, and Elam is joined to Krishna. All these nations have their own god, man. Their own idol. All right, and that's wicked to Yahweh Bashim Yashai, man. And you're going to get a judgment for that. All right, let's go to Obadiah real quick. Obadiah, let's go to verse... Obadiah verse 15. It says, for the day of Yahweh Bashim Yashai is near upon all the heathen. You see, so the day is that day of vengeance, man. It says, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. All right, so what has been done unto us by all these nations, man? Every nation has had us in captivity, man. Okay? Verse 16, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. All right? See, so these heathen are going to be as though as they had not been, man, because they were made in vanity, man, from the foundations of the earth. All right? There were millions of people on the earth before the chosen Adam, man. And what was distinguishable about the chosen Adam was that he was breathed the breath of life, and he became a living soul. All right, these other nations don't have that, man. This is why the other nations are doing what they want to do, man. Eating ill, sacrificing, animals to different gods. Doing zodiacs. All this stuff is wickedness, man. All right, so this is why all of this is going to be returned upon them, man. You know what? I quoted something, so let me get it. First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, "What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?" Verse 11. It says, "All her ornaments are taken away." All right, and those were the goodly things that Yahweh Shemai has given us. All right, those were taken away. And of a free woman, she has become a bond slave. All right, so we were born of a free woman. Okay, we were born, and we serve Yahweh Shemai Shai, man. But now we have become a bond slave. All right, now we're in bondage and we're in servitude to all these other nations, because every nation has gotten a part of the nation of Israel, man. All right, let's go to Isaiah 60. Slacking. Isaiah 60 and verse 14. It says, "The sons also of them that have afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee." All right. So according to 2 Maccabees 2 and 10, all nations have afflicted us. So all nations are going into captivity, man. Thus saith the Holy One of Israel. All right. "The sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. They all, and Slakia, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of Yahweh Shemai Shai, the Zion of the Holy One of Yasharallah," man. All right, so they shall bow themselves at the soles of thy feet because we were to despise. You know what? Let's go to Jeremiah 30 and 16. It says, "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries," you see, all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. So our adversaries are anybody outside the nation of Israel, man. All right. It says, "And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee I will give for a prey." Because we have been spoiled by the nations, man. Because we have been captives to all nations, man. Let's go to, what is that? Exodus 24 and 23, I think it is. Or 23 and 24. Oh, 23 and 22. It says, "But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies." Okay? "And an adversary unto thine adversaries." You see, so all the nations have become our adversaries, man. Because all the nations are using us as a get-rich tool, man. Through the power of Esau Edom. Okay? And over a period of time, since the beginning, man, all the nations have gotten of our spoils, man. They have benefited in some way off the children of Israel being at a low estate. Whether it be under the Egyptians, or under the Babylonians, or under the Persians and the Medes. All right, or under the Greeks, or the Romans, or the Americans, man. All nations are benefiting off of our captivity, man. All right, and this is why you have, you know, certain like people that come over to this country, people that come over to this country get a 7-year tax break. So this is why you see, you know, Ishmael, you know, a father You know, he might come over, buy a couple of businesses, don't worry about paying taxes, and then when those 7 years are up, now his son comes over, you know, and then he takes over the business and lives 7 years tax-free. And then the cousin comes over, you know, and then the uncle, then the auntie, whatever it is. This is how they're gaining off of the nation of Israel, man. And this is why you always see the Ishmaelites with a corner store in Jake's neighborhood. You know, then you have Elam with the gas stations, Esau, you know, owning everything in our neighborhoods, you know, the housing, you know, everything like that. But Jake doesn't really own, you know, you really see a black owned business in the hood, man. All right. And this is because we have enemies. Okay, but when you go to Esau's land, you know, the so-called white man, you don't see the Ishmaelites over there like you do in the hood. When you go to a 7-Eleven and where Esau lives, it's mainly Edomites. All right, so this is the trap. You know what? Real quick, let's go to Haggai 1 and verse 6. It says, "Ye have sown so much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes." All right, you see, so we do all these things, but it doesn't benefit anything. We're living just to get by, and this is because of our disobedience. So the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yashai, has put these nations above us as a punishment. All right. Deuteronomy 28 and 47. "Because thou servest not Yahweh Bashim Yashai thy power, with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies." Right? We're going to serve our enemies, which Yahweh Bashim Yashai shall send against thee. All right? So Yahweh Bashim Yashai has sent these nations against us as a reproach, man. All right? As for correction. Okay? Will send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So all the nations have gotten a part of her spoils, man. So all the nations will bow down, man. All the nations will be in the form of servitude, man. All right, because that's the point of all them that despise thee shall bow themselves unto thee, man. All right, and real quick, Isaiah 14, and let's start at verse. Let's start at verse 1. All right, these are milk scriptures. I just wanted, what I'm saying, to put a quick lesson together. Isaiah 14 and 1, "For Yahweh Bashim Yashai will have mercy on Yaquab and will yet choose Yasharallah and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Yaquab, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place." Okay? "And the house of Yasharallah shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids." All right? So the Israelites and the Israelite foreigners, all right, who will be the elect, are going to take these people, which are the heathen, which are these other nations, and bring them to their place, man, in the place of captivity, man, in the place of servitude. "And the house of Israel shall possess them," meaning own them, "in the land of Yahweh Bashim Yashai," which is the land of Israel, all right, after it's been cleaned out from those gutter rats that are dwelling in there right now. All right, "We shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids." Okay, so they're gonna be slaves, man. It says, "And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And our oppressors are everyone that's oppressing the children of Israel today and throughout our generations. Okay, and that's every nation. All right, so that's something real quick, man. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rechah HaKodash. Double honors to the elder and apostle, great millstone. Most High, when this lesson was edifying. I want to say Kwame Sharala, Abba Shalom.